Hi, I'm back again. The second video here is talking again about the six archetypes. This time we're talking specifically, as we see in the chart here, about the pilgrim and the warrior lover. In the first video I mentioned that the orphan begins to get discontent, sometimes around teenage years, sometimes a little later, and that is a time when thoughts begin to grow which send that person either on an outward pilgrimage, leaving the family, leaving the nest, to go and explore new ideas, perhaps at college, perhaps at work, or on an inward pilgrimage, where the individual says, wait, whatever's going on in my world is fine, but I think there's more. I think I might have more to offer. A pilgrim in ancient times, of course, used to physically go from place to place, and pilgrims still exist, even today, especially today, who travel the holy sites of Europe and the Middle East, and certainly in Mexico there are famous pilgrimages. And the idea of the pilgrimage is that whether you go away to college or travel to Jerusalem walking all the way, is that you're trying to work out who you are and what your contribution to the world is going to be. Who am I, says the pilgrim, and when I get there, how will I know what my relationship to God, or whatever shrine one is visiting, how will I know what that relationship is? When you work that out, and it's something that can only be done practically by going, by trying things out, when you work that out, you discover your courage, and you discover what's worth fighting for. And that brings us to the fourth archetype, the warrior lover. The warrior lover is so called because he or she combines the attributes of loving compassion and determination to fight for those causes. This is not just a fighter, someone who likes to go out and have a punch-up on Friday nights. This is someone who is a peaceful warrior, a peaceful person who is struggling for the good of what he or she sees as important. These are the community organizers, these are the political activists who really believe whatever they are doing to be valuable and to be for the greater good of all. Not the personal good, but the greater good of all. And this is really where change can happen. Now we know that you can believe in some things that are not worth fighting for. And you can love some things that are not worth fighting for. But the warrior lover has identified something that is worthy of the love and worthy of the fight. When we choose a career, when we choose an avocation, when we join an organization and say, this is what I believe, this is what the warrior lover does. However, the warrior lover has a flaw, and that is he or she tends to be a one-man army. And one-man armies eventually come up against fatigue, burnout, and disillusion. Sometimes when this happens, we spin back to the condition of the orphan. We say, oh, I've tried that career, it didn't work, oh, I'll just settle for. Knowing that this will happen is essential for the warrior lover to continue, because otherwise, when we're at any of these stages, we can slip back to an earlier stage. In the next video, I'll talk about the monarch and the magician.